There is no intro. Okay, but there's no intro because low key, when I came back, um, different stuff, new stuff. It's lit, slit, slit. So I don't have like everything transferred over because I didn't transfer it over. Don't judge me. But today, we're doing an album review because. So first of all, we're doing an album review because we had technical difficulties with two of the matches for GWA. So I have filler, pretty much, filler, but not filler matches. I have filler content. We don't do filler because that's only for 4Kids and Funimation and trash ass industries that don't give a fuck about their fans. This is about the real ones out there. A little too sweet. We still give you content no matter what. Dab. So I'm talking kind of fast, but only because I'm excited as hell to be doing, these album reviews again. Because, doing album reviews is kind of what I started doing when I started this channel. So, doing it again, it's pretty lit. So, with that being said, the first album I'm going to review be I Decided by Big Sean. Another nostalgic throwback to If You Were With My Channel way back when. Was Gucci. Dab. So I Decided by Big Sean is his fourth album since signing with Good Music. He's grown as an artist. His literally the way his albums go are pretty much how they're ranked for me personally, right? Like I think his first album I think was Finally Famous. Well, low-key, actually, his first album, if we had to rank all 4 albums, right, including this one, including this one, Dylan, I'd have to go this one, then Dark Sky Paradise, then Finally Famous, and then that second album he had, Hall of Fame or whatever. That was trash. That was pretty trash. It had some good songs, but it was pretty trash. But this album, I started album reviews when writing for my school newspaper. So now, then I did them on YouTube, and now I'm back doing them again for filler because GWA had, some production issues. John Stones didn't pay the the TV production that day. It's okay. It happens. Happens. But I decided it's a story of what seems like, this is my interpretation of the album, what seems like someone who's kind of had a pretty difficult, kind of shitty life throughout his life, and he's never really made the greatest decisions, and if he has, they've always kind of backfired on him because he ends up making a stupid decision after that. So Big Sean owed him in this sense, finally decides to kill himself and is renewed as Big Sean per se. And now Big Sean has this voice in his head that's telling him hey, don't do that, oh, don't do this, oh, don't do this. You could take it as either old Big Sean, or future Big Sean telling young Big Sean, hey, don't do that. Or you could take it how, I take it both, a little bit of both. I don't know how, what if multiverse kind of theory, that's another theory I have for it. But it's kind of old him telling young him, hey, don't be fucking up so you don't have to live a fucked up life, and throughout the album it shows, Big Sean making decisions, with females, with money, with, everything that comes with the fame, and he makes decisions about it, and some of them not so great. A lot of the album is lit. There isn't there's a lot of songs you can play either by yourself or on the road with people, and it's just gonna get either people really hyped up or it's gonna get you hyped up. There's even slower songs, more deep thinking songs that he has that shows his lyrical range, that I think for a while it was kind of the same thing with Big Sean. You always heard the same repetitive kind of shit he was talking about, but then I feel in Dark Sky Paradise it kind of changed a little bit. He was like, no, I'm gonna switch it just a little bit, just a tad bit, and now in this one, is it's a story he's telling. So um the sorry about the background noise. Happens. B. What can I do? Dab. So my favorite songs in this album, there's a few, but I have the track list in front of me. So in case I forget a song. Now, mind you, I'm going through this track list, so they're gonna be in order, but not in the order I like them. So it goes: Bounce Back, No Favors, Jump Out the Window, Moves, Same Time, which is more of like a 2088. If you don't know what that is, I would recommend go listening to that album. It's a project with Big Sean and Janae Akio. It's lit, super fire. It's like old R&B meets new R&B. It's very fire. Listen to that. And Omi's lit. Voices in My Head / Stick to the Plan. Inspire Me, Sacrifices, and Bigger Than Me. That's, there's like, and I'm not saying the songs I didn't mention weren't lit. Just compared to these other songs, the songs that I do like, I think that's like the main focus of the album. That's the fire album. But these other songs do add to the album. Like, they do help point the album to a general direction, and it helps it, feel good. Honestly, there was nothing that I really hated about this album. I think for sure, like, the story is there, but it's not even the main point, like, the story starts becoming more of the main point, maybe like once you hit halfway off the balcony. Like, that's when the story becomes the main point, just because before that, everything else is kind of like track after track after track. But it doesn't like dilute it, because the story is just background noise, because after a song ends, old Big Sean starts talking, and then young Big Sean is like making a decision about it. It's kind of like a repetitive thing. It's kind of like cartoons, or episodic cartoons. Like, there's a story, but it's the same story every time. Power Rangers always fight a monster. Scooby-Doo and the gang always finding a monster. Like, pretty much same thing. Like, he's making decisions. It doesn't get repetitive, but it's like, okay, I get it. Made a bad decision. Okay, get it. Made a bad decision. And then, but at halfway off the balcony, that's when it's like, all right, this is where the story takes the turning point. Not the climax per se, but around there. It's pretty lit. Overall, buy this album. It's lit. It's just really good. I forgot what the hell my rating was for this, but I'm introducing 3 ratings to this. So I'm gonna recommend whether you should buy it. And how that goes is whether it's just 3 stages to that. It's whether you should buy it, at its full price, whether you should buy it, when the price is kind of dropped, or whether you should just listen to it for free on, streaming thing. Then how lit it is, whether it's not lit, it's kind of lit, it's lit, or it's lit. All right, and then the last one is the star rating, which I think I'm doing 1 out of 5. So out of the first one, buy it in full. Like, this is not an album to skip on. This was a really good album to start off the year. Flames, cannot complain. Flames. It's lit. Like, this album is lit. Like, it's so flames. I was really impressed with this album. Like, honestly, so far this album is like top album of the year. But because not a lot of other albums have dropped, for me to be like top album of the year, but this is up there for a minute. And the star ratings, it's a 5. I've been listening to this album since it's dropped. I keep going back to it. Like, fire, that fire. So buy the album. It's really good. Go support your Detroit rapper Big Sean, and thanks, you guys. It's been juicy. Sorry about the GWA not being available this time. Happens. What can I say? Thank you guys though. I'm out. Dab.
Bueno, sí, más que merecido porque fue el que más se animó, el que más lo buscó y lo ha conseguido.
Levantan el cartel que anuncia que hay 3 minutos más por jugar. Hummels. Shinji Kagawa. Marcel Schmelzer. İlkay Gundogan. Se abre espacio y puede ser una oportunidad. Le ha pegado con... Alcanzamos el final de los primeros 45 minutos. El marcador está 1-1. Bueno, Mario, hay futbolistas que dejan mucho de qué hablar. Zlatan Ibrahimovic en esta primera...